Welcome to Food Exposed and our international cooking series. You know, when I was a teenager, I wanted desperately to go to France and attend Le Cordon Bleu. I've been fortunate during my life to travel the world, and of course I got to do it. I went to Le Cordon Bleu in Paris and I studied at the chef school there. But while I was there, I had a lot of spare time too, to tell you the truth, and I did a lot of shopping around and looking for little unique, interesting food tools and gadgets and little markets. And you know, it's amazing what you can find when you go to another country and you really get immersed in what their food culture is like. And France is a nation of food lovers, and the food culture is enormous. You know, there are over 5,000 restaurants in Paris alone. And of course, you know, now that I'm a health coach, I'm always interested in how people manage their health and how they manage their weight. And that French paradox, you know, those low rates of chronic heart disease, they're still a mystery for us. I mean, despite the fact that the French have a high amount of saturated fat in their diet, we still don't really know how they manage to stay so slender. Some attribute it to the consumption of red wine, and the French do love to drink their wine. The French style of eating and the low incidence of obesity, you know, kind of don't mesh. We still don't get it. The obesity rates are among the lowest in the entire European Union, and particularly French men have some of the lowest obesity rates on the continent. And France has the second lowest obesity rates among women on the European continent. So there you go. There are 3 or 4 main approaches to French food. First is the classical French cooking, and that traditionally uses cream-based sauces. That's the way I learned to cook at Le Cordon Bleu. There was cream and butter, and everything was made with either one or the other or both. But there's also what's called haute cuisine, which is the most sophisticated and extreme end of the French cooking paradigm, with very elaborate and elegant dishes, a strong emphasis on presentation. And then there's nouvelle cuisine, which is simpler, lighter, smaller portions, more emphasis on seasonal and simpler ingredients, and more what we see today among the younger people. And finally, the cuisine du terroir, the rustic local cuisine, the local food traditions, if you will, locally grown produce, locally sourced meats. That's a big thing right now in France. And joining me today on Food Exposed is Inga Rusch. Inga is a Munich-born citizen of the world. She spent the past 34 years living in 6 different countries with her great husband and her 2 fabulous sons. Inga, welcome to Food Exposed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining me straight from Paris.
Yeah.
Well, you know, ooh la la. I thought we'd do a little classic French cuisine today, but nouvelle style.
Right.
So emphasis again on those locally sourced ingredients, the simple fresh herbs, the things that I know you grow at Primrose, your home outside of Paris. So our beautiful flower arrangement today is fresh rosemary. And the rosemary, of course, you like to store it like you do flowers in a vase, right?
Right.
I understand?
Yeah.
You put the stems in water and put it in a vase, and that preserves it?
Yes, it does.
Do you have to refrigerate it after you do that, or can you leave it out like roses or carnations or something?
For a couple of days you can leave it out like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're going to use this rosemary to make some interesting chicken, as I understand, right? You're using this handy-dandy herb stripper tool.
Yes.
It's called an herb stripper. I'd never seen one of these before until I understand that you find them in Paris fairly frequently. So show us how it works.
Okay. So this has to go off. It had been off, but I put it back on to make it look nicer.
Okay.
And
so you just take a regular piece of rosemary.
A regular piece of rosemary. Here you have different sizes, and I think this one will do just fine. And while we pull it through, it will also measure.
Wow.
Sorry,
that was not a good
ripped
one,
it off.
huh?
It was not a good one.
Let's try another one.
All right.
It measures
the leaves already.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, cleaning fresh herbs like this is so tedious. It takes forever to get the needles off of things. So I see you don't take it all the way off.
No, I think it looks really pretty if a little bit is still present.
Okay.
So.
And now what? Now we have some chicken here.
We have some chicken here, and now I just.
We're going to make chicken rosemary skewers.
Chicken rosemary skewers.
And these are popular in France, where people grow herbs in their own gardens and in window boxes, I understand, because not all the French have their own homes
Paris.
outside
Not
of the
in
river.
Paris, yeah.
On the river like you do, right?
Yeah.
So how much chicken do you put on the skewer? A couple of pieces?
Maybe one more, a small one. This one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is perfect.
And then would you marinate this, or would you grill it? Would you pan saute it? What would you do with this?
Every 3 possibilities are possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would this be in France? If we were in France, when would we eat this?
You would eat that probably for dinner, because for lunch you are out. Most of French people work, and they would go out for lunch, so it would be dinner.
So brown bagging is not the thing, huh?
Not really. Oh no, they like going out to a restaurant and have really, they don't speak of work. They eat their 3-course meal and have a glass of wine.
At lunch?
At lunch.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah. Think about it.
I don't know how you go back to work after having a glass of wine and a 2-hour lunch.
I know.
Okay, so you set these things up. Now,
Right.
I also have some basil. Now, this basil is on a very stiff stem. This is some that I grew
then it would
in
work
our
nicely.
garden. So should we try that zip stripper thingy with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll use this one here. Oh, this one.
Oh, I see there's different size holes.
Yeah, right.
That's so clever, those French.
It's really
huh?
clever. Look, it's done.
Wow, look at that. You know, half the time, I'll tell you the truth, I don't even cultivate this basil and use it in my food because it's so much work to get the leaves off. This thing is great. Okay, so we made some ahead of time.
Yeah.
And so this is what they look like when they're cooked, right?
Right.
And that is really a very pretty presentation, very unique. And it tastes like rosemary?
It does.
It does?
It does.
Shall we taste it? All right, let's see. I could be very gauche and just eat it off the skewer.
Why don't you?
Okay, I won't. All right, very gauche here. Yeah? I love the taste of rosemary. Wow, this is wonderful.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Fresh. Herby.
And, you know, just enough rosemary. Just enough rosemary, because sometimes
That's it.
rosemary can be pretty
Can
overwhelming.
be overpowering. That's true. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Well, thank you for showing us this
Oh, my pleasure.
this zip stripper. And then I think you can use the herbs for all kinds of things.
For all kinds of things. Now you can chop them up and put them wherever you want to.
Okay, great. Well, I appreciate you joining me today for Food Exposed.
My pleasure again.
And
thank you very much.
I hope you'll tune in for another segment of our international cooking series. If you'd like this recipe or any of the others on our website, on our show, go to the emPOWERme. Okay. If you'd like this recipe or any others, go to the Food Exposed page on emPOWERme.tv. And thank you for joining me today. For more Food Exposed, check me out on emPOWERme.tv. And until next week, remember, make food your best friend and exercise your companion for life.